how is going? I hope you are doing really well because I am, thanks to the new Mazda Iconic SP. It's just a concept for now, but Mazda recently announced that this car will go into production and hit the market soon. So I decided to dive into its design in this video. And honestly, I'm blown away by it. But before we get started, I want to thank everyone who watched my previous video about Ferrari F80. It was a bit nerve-wracking to make, and I wasn't sure what kind of response I would get, but the overall feedback was really positive, and it's really has motivated me to keep making these videos. I also enjoyed the process and got some new ideas what and how I can improve things, and I will implement some of them in this video, and I hope you will enjoy it. The last video was pretty negative because I was disappointed with Ferrari's design choices and I struggled to find much to praise. But today's story is completely different. This Mazda is just amazing, and it is in its concept stage. Yeah. While there aren't many details yet, I think there are plenty of things to discuss. And in my opinion, it's one of the few cars in recent years that instantly made me say, I want it. And I was amazed and still amazed by the job the designers have done there. So let's start with some general thoughts. From my perspective, this model continues Mazda's recent push into the luxury car segment, something they have been pursuing over the past few years. Until now, most of this effort has been focused on large SUVs like their SX models, but they are finally exploring something sportier, something that can become next iconic Japanese car, and I think a lot of car enthusiasts are excited about that. This car could easily become Mazda's next icon, exactly like the RX-7 several decades ago, beloved by thousands and a key part of Japanese GDM and drift car culture. Um, this iconic SP can also fill a niche in the market for people like me who don't want to drive bulky SUVs and are looking for something sporty but not expensive at the same time. There aren't many such options actually. Maybe, I don't know, Mazda MX-5, yeah, BMW M2, and some other cars, but most of them are quite expensive, like for example Alpine A110 or Lotus Emira, yeah. And Mazda already has some experience here, and I'm hopeful they will deliver something truly desirable. But there, of course, one factor that might complicate things, and it's namely Mazda's luxury push. This car looks expensive and it's likely to be marketed as such. But either way, I would be happy to be proven wrong, and if this car will have a price below 40,000 euro, I guess it would be the most amazing deal in years on the sport market cars, in the market of sport cars. So now let's look at some of the technical specs to see how well the design aligns with its engineering. Probably the most interesting feature is the one-kill engine, a rarity in modern cars, which Mazda plans to bring back. Of course, it will not have same sounds as 787B, but the fact that they revived this technology and still they're only one company, they're only one manufacturer who are still trying to improve this type of engine is already cool. Unfortunately, it won't be a solo one-kill engine. Instead, it will be rather supplement. It will supplement a primary electric model. What is nonsense, in my opinion, and really doubtful decision, as we are speaking here about sport car, where each gram of weight is important, and while electric batteries is the main enemy of it, yeah. And this car it is for now. It will have 1.4 tons of weight, and it's too much for such car, in my opinion. One of Mazda's representatives described it this way: "It really shows how much we wanted to make it a car that manifests Mazda commitment for the future, especially in terms of sustainability and the future role of our rotary engine technology." One of the advantages which such layout brings is the opportunity to mount engine in several different positions, what makes possible that we will see middle mounted engine car, what will make this Mazda even more desirable. And I hope they will do it the same. I really want to see car with middle engine and the price below 40,000. So there was also one comment related to this, namely, Mazda also says a rotary range extender powertrain makes sense for an electric sports car because it can be configured in a variety of layouts for optimum weight distribution and packaging. Here, for example, the tightly packaged petrol engine is housed in the middle of the car, which promotes a low center of gravity while allowing for a long probing front bonnet and a cab rear silhouette. And regarding the silhouette, this car is guaranteed to be coupe, thank God, with 2 seats. That thanks God once again that these guys in Mazda are not trying to allocate second row in sport car where only people below 1 meter 40 centimeters of height can comfortably sit. Mazda is already leaving itself some room for maneuver, having announced the possibility of both the front and middle engine layouts, and they backed this up with comments about which model the new Mazda will inherit. As it stands for now, it can be either MX-5 or RX-7, but according to chief designer Masashi Nakayama, we made the show car bigger on purpose, but it could easily be shrunk down to Miata-like proportions. In theory, it means there wouldn't be any packaging constraints, and I'm not actually sure that they should make it a successor of MX-5, and I think it would be better if it would be more like RX-7 in my opinion. So yeah, and albeit by other spokesmen was said that at least the concept was not intended as new Mazda Miata, and expected length of Iconic SP will be 4.18 meters, and it says us that it will be rather an RX-7 successor, not of MX-5. And at the end, it's worth to be mentioned that car will also be 1.85 meter in width and only 1.15 meter high, and it's really impressive numbers. So I hope it will stay the same on the real model. Only one thing which makes everything not so bright is its weight, almost 1.5 tons, as I have mentioned before, and it's too much for such a car in my opinion. So now we have a clear understanding of what kind of car this is, and now we can move directly to the main part of this video, namely the design. I will start here with a quote from the people working on this Mazda to get some clues right away about the overall idea behind this car and what we should pay special attention to. The more time you spend looking at the car, the more details reveal themselves. Before we finalized the specifications, we meticulously studied all the details, from the position on the doors and wheels to the length of the vehicle, the sitting position of the occupants, and the visibility. We want the vehicle to express Mazda's commitment to the future. The design of the Iconic SP is characterized by minimizing character lines and reducing the glare of light. This results in a dramatic and exciting look. The unique and beautiful proportions, the masterfully crafted shapes, and the meticulous Japanese craftsmanship are the distinctive qualities of the Kodo design language. These words sound quite tempting and interesting, so let's find out if they correspond to reality. I will start here once again from the side view, as it was in the previous video about Ferrari, and I can say exactly from the beginning it looks astoundingly impressive and good, especially the general silhouette. Front overhang, bonnet, roof, floor, everything looks great, and most importantly organically with each other. Smooth transition between bonnet's highest point to the front bumper here makes the front of car looks truly sportish, windshield windshield and the roof lines, creating attractive and aerodynamically effective shape. And all of this ends with a laconically executed bottom, which has nothing superfluous like many of cars, and like for example Ferrari from the last video, where bottom and floor are overcomplicated and really bad executed. And yeah, this floor has nothing superfluous, so in general it's really great work. uh the only one aspect I'm not fond of is rear end here. It seems a little too short and narrow in the vertical axis in comparison with the rest of the car. And in general, I guess the rear is the weakest part of this car so far, and I hope it will be improved on the real model. So, as you can see in general, yeah, the whole car is quite long. Yes, it's quite long, and this rear part seems a little bit too short, and probably I would make it longer, yeah, and I would make it it more it not so narrow, yeah, yeah. And I guess it's all about general silhouette, and now I want to concentrate on small details, starting from end to front part and going to the rear. I like this small ledge in the front, and because it makes car more interesting, nose of car more interesting, and it gives the car appearance of length. Yeah, so it makes it visually more long, and probably we could I could add such of details in the rear to make such things there too. And I also want to pay attention to the idea of implementation of pop-up headlights. It's really cool. Probably it's not real pop-up lights, but in general, it seems like it, and I'm crossing my fingers that Mazda will not change that and will not be forced to do it from a bureaucratic instances. So we also have to appreciate clear shoulder line here, namely this line which going from front to end. It's really cool. It's simple, and it's actually done as it stated in the first quote. Yeah, like a clean design without nothing unnecessary. And it also doesn't just repeat mistakes of many of modern car manufacturers who are trying to level up their bad designs of their cars, making shoulder lines so overcomplicated as it only possible. And in fact, they only made their cars worse in terms of exterior design. But unfortunately, I have to say something negative here too, as I don't like this sharp angle line of the door because it doesn't correspond with the other idea and appearance of car. And yeah, the car looks smooth in general, and this sharp angle probably not the best thing here, and not correlates and doesn't correlate with other parts. But in general, it gives the appearance of dynamism and forward purposefulness, and it's not so bad as it could be actually. And but yeah, I would give it more smooth form. And the second remark I would like to make is about the shape of the side window. It seems a little bit small for me and resembles me a rocket porthole or a tiny window in the fuselage of an airplane. And as we can notice, it slightly the windshield is slightly higher than side. I am forgetting this word. Sorry, than side window, and probably it would be better if side window would have same height as windshield. And one more point, I would probably try to make more abrupter transitions here in the rear part of it, as these smooth oval lines are a little bit strange for me. I would make it more sharp in general. So I guess it's all I wanted to say about the side view, and cars look really well except of rear end, and with tiny improvements on this part, I guess it's clear 10 of 10 for side of this car. And now we probably can move to the front part. And initially, I just wanted to show you here this picture, and because it looks literally like 10 of 10, and just like amazing car, almost in all colors. And this definitely has a potential to become iconic in the future. But I will stop here for a while. uh, I will start by mentioning that it looks really clean, and you can not name anything which is unnecessary here in the front of this car. uh, they kept traditional form of Mazda radiator grille, and uh, meticulously added one more element, namely this red hair, which made this more interesting and sportish. And we have to also concentrate on well-shaped narrow front lights, which follows modern trends, but simultaneously have no similar examples on other cars. And yeah, it's a good idea for pop-up headlights. So yeah, really cool work. Uh, Also, everything is good on proportions and well organized. Also, the placement of front lights and grille are really good. Proportion between Delo and the other part of the car is much better as by Ferrari. These shoulders are really cool looking, and from this perspective, probably they are also a little bit wide, but as we could have seen from other perspectives, it's really a good proportion between them. So once again, it's really good, cool job. And one more thing that I should add here is the tight side view mirrors. That probably not best idea here, and I would like to see more conventional. Yeah, not so narrow ones. It's little bit. It looks strange here actually. So I guess probably, yeah, in general, from this perspective, this car doesn't look like a masterpiece, but I should notice here that it's almost impossible to create an front which will look perfectly from this perspective, from this point, and as we definitely have seen from on this picture, uh, front overhang of this Mazda is simply beautiful. It's amazing. You can try to imagine hair black color, and or white or anything else. Even this red. I just don't like red cars. Uh, it looks really amazing. Probably the one question which we can have here, where we should place this number piece of metal, because there is no place for it, and because of it probably they will change front part and proportions will be destroyed. But the idea is really cool, and I think they will find a solution which will not destroy this beauty. So I guess it's enough with front, and I would move to the front part, the part which I would change the most in this car, just to make car literally perfect in terms of design. So yeah, let's analyze what we can see here. First and easiest thing to change is rear lights, as I don't like it. I understand the idea, but I just don't like it, and I think it would be better simply leaving two circles here, like probably this, yeah, like a common two circles silhouette of rear lights, or I don't know, maybe make it of such form or something more interesting. Yeah, maybe several lines or something else, but not this idea. It looks a little. It looks. Yeah, they tried to avoid this common two-circle design, but this implementation, this idea are definitely not the best, and I personally don't like it. So the second thing is this Mazda word, which it seems a little bit cheap actually, and it looks more like some kind of kind of electrical devices, like I don't know, headset or keyboard or mouse or something else, but not like a car. So I would change it. Probably I would, if they want to keep this luminous words here, I would change it to Iconic SP or right here something on Japanese, at least for cars which will go for American and European markets. But I wouldn't give this Mazda here. I would rather use logo because it's more beautiful. I hope they will not repeat the mistake of Audi. Yes, as you probably have seen, Audi created new brand for Chinese market, and they decided to get rid of their iconic four circles and make instead of it simple word Audi, and it looks so cringe and bad that I don't even want to comment it. It's just simply bad, and another terrible decision of German car manufacturers, unfortunately. And so yeah, let's come back to the Mazda. I also skeptical about these two vertical rear lights here in the center because they make car looks unrealistic and more like these prototypes which we usually can see in Instagram. And what's more important, they make car look even more narrow. And in this part, and this is part of my main point related to the rear of the car and the overhang in general. Uh, in my opinion, it's too narrow. Yeah, as we can see, these lines here, they make car narrower, and I don't get this idea, and I think they probably have tried to make car more aggressive and sportish look, but I think they should do it more like RX-7 and not like MX-5 because this silhouette is resembles rather MX-5, and I think it's not the best thing they can do. And to be more precise, they should make it wider and lower like it was on RX-7 because this end makes car less elegant. Yeah, the all other car looks elegant, but this front make it worse and not really corresponds with the other elements of the car. So yeah, and I also have to mention this black line here. It's cool idea to hide exhaust pipes here. And yeah, because when you don't have a V6, V8, V10, or V10 or V12 engine, or yeah, there is no point to show exhaust pipes. And if you can hide them, I think you should hide them. Probably I'm wrong here. I'm not really sure about this point, and I probably will think about it more later. But yeah, if they want this car to be electric, no, at least half electric, I think it's a good idea to hide these exhaust pipes. So yeah, uh, but one thing I like here is the shoulder line from profile, and it's look really cool. This line is just amazing, and yeah, it gives car stance, and it looks sexy, I would say. So I guess in general, it probably everything which I wanted to say about the design of this Mazda today. It wasn't a lot comparing for with previous video, but I guess it's enough. I guess I have given general thoughts and ideas and have shown what's wrong with this car, what could be changed, and what I would change. And Yeah. Uh, Making a summary, I want to highlight that car already looks really amazing, and this prototype, this concept, uh, is really great job, and it definitely has a potential to become a really good car. All the details and elements, it's succinctly and organically. Car truly looks simple and doesn't have plenty of useless elements as many of today cars. And the only thing which I could change here is the rear end, and I hope they will also make it lighter, because 1.4 tons of weight is too much. And of course, almost with 100% probability, we can be sure that real model will have more elements just to meet some bureaucratic requirements. But this car has strong fundament, which is hard to spoil, and what's more important, its makers, Mazda, completely understand what they want to achieve with this car, what they want to create, and I think it will help them to make a proper real car, yeah, not to spoil the concept. And they also understand what this car should represent, what the idea behind this car. So I believe they will make it. They will definitely not make it worse by the time of the release. And last thing for today is finally the rankings. I like them. I really like them, and probably it's the main thing which made me making videos, and I decided to add them to my videos. So ranking cars on a scale from 0 to 10 based on how they look from the outside. Probably in the future I will add also some metrics for interior design, but for now we will stop on exterior, and this Mazda is a obvious 8.5 in my opinion. Why 8.5 and not 10? I guess simply mostly because of its rare part, as proportions, details, forms, lines, main features, idea all is perfect with this car. But this rare is not really cool, and because of it, I just simply can't give it 10. So it will be 8.5, and I guess it's a quite good result because, for example, Ferrari from the last video, I will give it only 4. So these ratings are not final, and I think they will be slightly changed in the future. As we can know, everything is known by comparison, and probably when I will see more beautiful cars or less beautiful cars, I will have to change ratings for another year just to make the ratings more precise. So I guess it's all for today. I'm I'm done, and finally I want to thank you for watching. I hope you liked the video. I hope I hope I have made it more interesting like previous one. And I wish you a good week, amazing time, cool cars, and see you in the next video.